Welcome back to another episode of the Conversations and Libations podcast. I didn't peek on that one.
Not even close.
No.
I kept it low key.
Yeah, that was actually pretty soft.
I didn't hurt anybody's ear holes this time. So to all of our listeners, i.e. Kelly, you're welcome for not blowing out your eardrums this time.
I told Kelly today that we were recording and I was going to call her.
Let's do it. Yes.
She
Can
was
we
like,
do that?
No, I could.
Can we do that?
We can.
We should do that. But first, the bar's officially open. We have our drinks. We're drinking the Brown Fashion Highbrow. Head nod, cheers, gentlemen. Exceptional drink. This has got some orange.
It's got some orange.
The spritz on top.
Yeah.
It says one or two. Probably should have only done one. It's not bad.
You know, though, I don't think
good.
that that's a bad thing. I like more citrus, so I don't care.
Well, because in a standard old fashioned, you have typically peeled the zest and you sprit. So
Right. And I think for me, I think part of it is that I care about flavor versus I think some people are like, man, I just want to taste my whiskey. I agree.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that. However, I do enjoy different flavors within my cocktails. If I just want to taste whiskey, I'm just going to go get a glass of whiskey.
Yeah.
You know, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah. No.
But that's the whole point of trying this new stuff.
Yeah. And
why not?
We'll get to it when we talk about it later, but I can't taste the rum in this. This is crazy.
It is, I mean, look at the color of this.
I don't know what
David's
is in.
almost
It's the
gone.
Brown Fashion.
It's not almost gone.
David's is almost gone. You can see it.
Pow-pow.
Versus mine.
Oh, you can't actually see it.
Me.
Yeah, that. You take that ice ball out. You take the ice ball out of there, and it's almost gone.
100%. You are very much in the realm of you get in and you pound, and then you're like, "Where's round two?" Which I'm not hating.
True.
I'm not hating on it. I'm not hating on it at all. I like it. I get down with it.
But I
To
do have a
each his
limit.
own.
I do have a limit.
You just haven't gotten there yet.
Nope.
I was trying to find the dad joke version in there. I didn't know if I could. So I had to figure out what was going to happen.
Yeah.
I like it. I get down with it.
Yeah.
So, let's get back on the real topic here. Are we going to call Kelly?
Let me.
You should totally
while
do
we're
it.
talking, let me just text her and see.
You should do it. If we could get this worked out to where she can actually, this would be hilarious.
Oh yeah, put it on speakerphone close enough. You should be able to hear it just fine.
Yes, absolutely. Our number one fan, a.k.a. our only fan.
Except the problem is she knows, so now she's not going to answer your call.
That's true.
I told her if she didn't, I would leave a voicemail.
Oh, there you go. See, now there's something there. There's definitely something there for that. I don't know. That might be an option. Leave a voicemail. So speaking of that, have you guys seen? I know for sure you have, Andrew. Maybe you have, David. There are a bunch of videos that are like scam the scammer videos.
Oh,
have you guys seen the one where the guy calls and says he's from the IRS? And it ends up being a radio station.
Yes,
that is hilarious.
It's like a podcast style radio station.
Yeah.
The funniest part about it is they prank call people.
Yeah.
So the fact that they accidentally called this guy made it even better.
Well, they called one guy. If it's the same one, they called one guy about the student
something.
debt.
Yeah, well, like tax.
No, yeah,
this one
was
back taxes. Yeah, back taxes. Yeah.
Well, this is another one, but they called him because he's a real big proponent about getting his student debt.
loans back. Yeah,
student loan paid off.
Yeah.
And what they said was, it's great, and you're going to pay. So yours is going to get paid. Then you get the opportunity to pay Susie Bucklemeyer's. And she's got $60,000 worth of debt. Congratulations.
Thank goodness. Yeah, I can't wait.
I don't want to pay somebody else's debt.
Yeah. I got $400 left. I now inherit $60,000.
Yeah.
No big deal, right?
Yeah. But no, he was like, I don't want
I want
to pay somebody else's debt.
Nothing to do with that. No, I want nothing to do with that. I agree. I mean, that just sucks, right? Like that whole scenario is like, what are you gonna do? You know, like I don't want anything to do with that. I don't know. I've talked a lot about like student loan stuff, And like I agree that it's one of those scenarios. Like I don't know that an 18-year-old is really capable of making a decision. I mean, not that they're not, because there's definitely anomalies. Like some people that just understand how it works, and some people just don't. Like they could easily be taken advantage of.
Oh, most definitely.
And they're still graduating high school.
I know, right? It's crazy.
Anyway,
It makes
so
a
what
difference.
about the IRS guy?
So essentially, this guy's calling and he's looking for this guy to say that he is going to have a warrant out for his arrest if he does not pay this today. So he's like, I need your credit card information and just give me all this stuff, right? So the guy's like, hold on, let me get my wallet. He's like, but hey, wait, I got to let you know. And this guy's acting like he's basically high the whole time.
He's a surfboard stoner is how he's acting.
Exactly that. And he basically goes down this path and he's like, I got to let you know though, I'm dyslexic. And the guy's like, that's okay. We'll just go slow. It's not a big deal. And he's like, all right, are you ready? And he's like, I'm going to go slow. And he goes, all right, 4. Okay, did you get that? And he's like, yeah, I got it. Like, all right, 4. He's like, are you ready? He's like, yeah, I got it. I'm ready. 4. He's like, okay, 4. He's like, so 3 4s? He's like, well, no, 1 4. And he's like, what? Like it's 1 4? He's like, well, yeah, the first one is 4. And then he's like, let's just start over. And he's like, so I see a P here and then an H. And he's like, no, sir, that's your name. And he's like, I told you I'm dyslexic. I don't know where I'm at on this thing, man. And he just keeps
drops
going.
the card at one point.
Yeah, hold on, I got to pick this up. And I mean, it's just like he keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. And it is just hilarious because he's not stopping the bit in any way. Mm-mm. So it's not like he's just like giggling or like anything going on. Like it just sounds like he's sitting in a room of people that are super high.
Wow.
And he is like just toying with this dude. And then he's just like, this guy's level just keeps going higher and higher and higher of how mad he's getting. And then he basically just like breaks him. He's like, I got to tell you, you are on a radio show where we just scam the scammer. And essentially we do a reverse tap. So, you know, I mean, he's just like lays into this guy.
Wow.
And he
cusses him out and just hangs up.
It is. Yeah, it's hilarious. But I mean, just the fact that he was like, it's a 4. Mm-hmm. Did you get that?
Yeah.
That was my favorite. I mean, I laughed
when
hard at that one.
When the scammer's like, Philip, he goes, whoa, dude, how do you know my name?
Yeah, exactly. How do you know my name? That was pretty funny. That was good stuff, though. Yeah, it was enjoyable. Anyway, what's new?
I got a moped.
You did get a moped.
You did get a
You
moped.
did.
So
I drive up and there it's just a moped.
That's a scooter.
It's a scooter, yeah.
That's your new nickname.
Okay.
Scooter.
So that's my thing, though. I need a name for the scooter.
Why would you not call it Scooter?
Well, because that's lame.
Why would you call it Scoot or Skip
Or Scott.
or Spot?
Or
You
Bob.
call it Scott. That'd be funny as hell.
I'm going to get on Scott.
Yeah. Just an accidental. You accidentally typed Scott one day and then it forever was.
No.
Or Scout.
Scout.
Scout
So,
the scooter.
I asked AI what you would call a red moped, and the first name was Scarlet Cruiser.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. You should call it Eleanor. Just to be annoying about Gone in 60 Seconds.
No, that was a good car.
That was a good car.
Yeah, don't downgrade Eleanor.
Don't downgrade my scooter.
Exactly. That's the whole point. You can get 70 miles to the gallon on that hog.
Probably more than that.
It gets about 70 to 80. Yeah. It's awesome. It's only 2 gallons, and I go 140, 150.
How many cc is it?
150.
I'm just having
So you gotta
flashbacks
register
to Dumb
that
and
one.
Dumber right now. Yeah. Dumb and Dumber for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Just when I thought you couldn't get any dumber.
The two of y'all need to ride together and reenact that.
Yeah.
That's the only scene that I've ever seen of Stupid and Stupider.
Andrew, I got to pee. Just go, man.
Just go. But it's fantastic. So I had the ice balls, like I said, in my backpack on the way here. Mm-hmm. My back got so cold out of nowhere, and I couldn't remember why until I realized that they were melting.
There was ice balls melting in your backpack.
And it randomly rained.
I got that too on my way home.
From where I came, for literally maybe 10 minutes, it rained.
Yeah,
and
I got like the most random one at my house, and I was like, where did this come from?
I was right around your house, so yeah.
I'm just a listener. Ha ha. All the more reason to call her right now.
Yep. She responded.
She did. just to see what she does. This is classic.
That's coming through pretty well.
She's not going to answer.
No,
There's no way.
Not at all.
There's no way she answers.
Hi, I'm a Google virtual assistant on a recorded line. The person you're trying to reach wanted me to check if this is urgent.
It's very urgent.
The urgentist. And that's just it.
Can you tell me what you're calling about?
Well, we're trying to get a hold of our one and only listener so that we can have her on our podcast.
This is great.
Just one moment, please.
Perfect.
Certainly.
This guy gets it.
You know, the more you click that, the more battery uses.
And you'll see.
No, you don't.
Thanks. Can you tell me more about the details?
Representative.
Press 0.
Yes. Just spam the 0 button. That usually works with IT.
Yeah, exactly. Urgent.
Customer service.
Yeah.
I'd like to place an order, please.
Agent.
Put in a ticket.
Have we called your number yet?
You're doing it wrong. You got to Teams her.
But yeah, so I need a name.
I like
Scarlet Cruiser.
Move. Yeah.
I thought about that too. I just wasn't sure if that was the one that I wanted to go with.
Now that I know that.
Yeah. No, that sounded all too
I know
well.
that sound.
Is that Skype?
Oh my gosh, Skype. I forgot what the ringtone of Skype sounds like.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
It's got to be similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know what the one is for Slack.
Oh, I haven't used Slack in so long.
It's been a long time for me too. I don't even know. She's not having it. She's not having it. Just tell her that.
Kelly is currently unavailable.
Oh, cut. Oh yeah, very different.
It's still playing on my...
She said I'm washing my hair.
Of course, she's washing her hair. Yeah, that's probably true. You know,
Just told her to prove it.
There we go.
Oh, is that the Skype ringtone? Yeah,
It's pretty close.
it's not far off. Not far
It's
off
like,
at
why
all.
can't I hear it? And I realized it was still playing through my helmet.
Yeah, that'll do it. Up there, it looks like it's still going. It's flashing at you.
That's fine. got plenty of
Anyway,
battery.
that makes a lot of sense. Well, that was a heck of an intro.
we can't get our only listener on the phone.
We have lost all hope.
I know.
It sounds. So let's figure out some fast facts about this bad boy. Tell us about the brown fashion, aka a rum old fashioned.
So there's old-fashioned stirs, and there's Randine Thomas, who lately has been cycling... This is weird.
Like,
So basically, a Jamaican proud guy decided he wanted to try an old-fashioned with rum.
are you having fun with yourself over there in the ice ball? Okay.
Roll it around.
And then instead of a simple syrup, he created the browning sauce, which is kind of a mixture of a browned sugar sauce.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
not really much to say about it.
Interesting.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. I think that for me, beep, 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 beep. GoPro went off. I think for me, I would say that I kind of expected the browning syrup to be. I expected some kind of spice. Almost.
I was just going there. Yeah.
Well, so it says with flavors of warm spices, vanilla, and orange bitters. I don't get any of the spice.
No.
I mean, no spice. The vanilla for sure. The orange for sure.
Yeah,
That's all there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not getting anything really spiced. It's pretty solid though. I like this. I would drink this a lot.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's a little bit lethal because it's a. It's you don't taste a lot of rum in there.
Yeah, it's very smooth.
Yeah, for 2 ounces of rum, like especially an aged rum.
Yeah.
Just reminds me. Do you guys remember when that video came out where the lady's making the mixed cocktail? She's like 3 ounces of bourbon, and she just fills like a 12-ounce glass to the top.
Yes.
It was on the cooking show. I'm like, this is a great cocktail to go with this. 3 ounces?
Yeah. Her 3 ounces is like an all-inclusive resort's 3 ounces.
Yeah.
It was definitely a heavy pour.
Oh man. Well, and the best part is like that's become like a giant meme for the last handful of years.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like show somebody like bouncing off of a wall.
I'm
all for it. That's hilarious.
I was at a popular barbecue place,
Of course.
one day, and
I love popular barbecue place.
they had a whiskey flight,
Okay.
and so it had an ounce of 4 different whiskeys,
Okay.
and they were all locals. And I tried them, and there was one that I really liked. So I said, pour me a double. He came back with this. It was a double rocks glass, and it was almost full. He said, I lost count. He was pouring the bottle. He said the bottle ran out, so he had to get another one. And he got another bottle.
The other bottle ran out.
And he forgot where he was. Just about. Needless to say, my wife drove home. Because
Yeah. I think, that's a real thing, though. I have had that. So when we went to one of the distilleries, I don't know, we were in Tennessee. Actually, we were not. We were in Louisville. We were in Kentucky. And we went to a distillery. Can't remember which one. Probably because I had all of my wife's samples. I got a win there because I had all my wife's samples.
Yes.
So my wife knew she was driving back to wherever we were going.
There is a distillery
Doubles.
here in Kansas City
Yeah.
that they have a tour of their distillery, and then they have tastings afterwards upstairs. And they are not bashful with the tastings.
No.
And yeah, my wife drove home from that one too.
So there's another one just north in Weston. It's not a distillery, but it's like it's a liquor store at the bottom, and then you go up these windy stairs, and there's like a whiskey room.
Okay.
My wife and I happened to go on a night that they apparently were not busy at all. Like there was maybe 3 of us in there.
They were just
and
all
I had
about it.
I had a whiskey flight, and he's like, "So normally we do about this much, but well, let's have some fun."
Yeah.
These tasting glasses, each of them were half full.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
Now we're
That's-
talking.
Yeah.
And it's nice whenever you go to a place like that where they are real friendly.
Yeah.
There was a bar in Galveston that had a wall of beer,
Yep.
like 80, 90 taps.
Sure.
I had just come back from Canada, and the bartender used to be a brewmeister in Canada.
Okay.
So we kind of hit it off, and he started talking, and we talked about the different beers, and he'd get a small glass, and he'd talk about this one, said, yeah, this one has this, that, and the other thing. Here, try it. I tried over half of those taps.
I'm not surprised by that.
And yeah, I didn't drive home that night either.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So on Saturday, my wife and I went out to a local cider.
Oh, yeah.
Cider
yeah.
brewery or whatever you call them.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah.
Tesla
Brick
drivers.
River is what it's called. So they have a apple cider that is aged in bourbon barrels.
Awesome.
Now it is 16%. Generally, every brewery I've ever gone to, if it's anything above 12%, you get a smaller portion.
Sure. Not here.
No, I got a full 16-ounce pint.
Ooh. Yeah, that was a wild glass.
And that's some
I
hard cider.
got about halfway through it before I was like, I told my wife, you got to help.
You're going to be driving.
You either got to drive or you're helping.
Yeah, something. You're doing something here. Yeah.
She helped.
There you
She
go.
helped finish the rest
There
of
you
it
go.
so I could still drive.
And then she gave you a fair whooping in some games, I hear.
Yeah, we played Battleship and we played Uno, and I unfortunately
lost on
lost
both.
both.
Wow.
So I heard a funny story today, which talking about percentage of alcohol is very funny, and how we just talk about like we don't drink and drive, right? So
Yeah, right.
I got talked to. Well, I'm just saying in general, it's very simple. Like I'm not drinking alcohol and driving away, right? So this guy, one of my buddies, he's from Australia.
Okay.
In Australia, non-alcoholic beer is called light beer. So he came to the States many years ago, and he is just drinking light beer, thinking nothing of it. He's like, didn't even think anything of it. He's like, I get in the car to go home, and I'm like, whoa. And he's like, I can't do that. So he's like, holy cow, like what's going on? So he finds out that day that light beer in the States is different than light beer outside the States.
A little bit different.
Back home, it was no big deal, but here he's like, holy cow, did not know that. And I'm sure, I don't know how many it takes for this person to have some effect from light beer, but I would assume that he had a fair amount.
Yeah. Expecting it to be non-alcoholic.
Well, yeah, right.
I knew a guy that drank Monster all the time, and the alcoholic Monsters came out, and he had them all in the fridge, whatever. Didn't think anything of it. Every morning before work, he grabs a Monster. He sent me a picture like halfway through the day and goes, dude, I had a koozie on it. I didn't even realize it was the alcoholic Monster he'd been drinking all day.
I had no idea.
Nice.
Yeah, that's kind of the fear, right? Like all these energy drink companies are coming out with like an alcoholic version.
Wow.
Well, granted, there's no caffeine.
Yeah, but first of all, like I don't really want an energy drink that's got alcohol in it in the first place. I don't know. I say that I probably need to backpedal on that because I have not been a stranger to like a Red Bull and vodka. But still,
I think that's different. Like you're using Red Bull as a mixer at that point, not a malt beverage.
Right. No, I agree. That's a good point. Yeah, that's true. It is a little bit different, but I mean, the concept is the same, right? I don't know.
Well, like Mountain Dew came out with theirs. The problem with theirs is they're zero sugar.
Yep.
And you can tell.
Yeah.
You can 100% tell they're zero sugar.
Womp,
They're
womp.
awful.
Yep. That's
Mountain
a bummer.
Dew is nothing but sugar.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
why
so
it's
you
so
don't
bad.
have
Can
any,
you
then
leave
it's
it?
a loss.
I would rather just get a Mountain Dew and put vodka in it.
I agree with that. I would be
done.
on board with that. Yeah, I get down with that party. I don't know. But back to this guy. I can get down with a rum old fashioned.
It's the browning syrup that
good.
brings it all together.
Yeah. I mean, I can't remember. Did we actually do it on the show or did we just have it together where we did a brandy old fashioned? Do you remember? Did we have a brandy old fashioned at one point?
What's your name?
Who are you?
I don't know.
How many sleeps was since that?
A couple dozen.
At least.
Several dozen months.
I don't recall that, so that may have been before I joined.
I know we've done
Maybe.
brandy. We have had a...
Definitely had brandy. Like I know that for sure, but I don't remember if we had. I don't know. Either way, rum old fashioned is worth the shot, especially this particular one because that browning syrup is really good.
Yeah,
definitely worth the try.
That's a nice little accent.
Well, and I like that it's sweet but not too sweet, which I'm sure you can appreciate as well, David, because it's not like a big oversweet drink. But it's not. You don't have like a lot of burn or anything, so this would be like a great intro cocktail to like some kind. If you're into rum or if you want to try an old fashioned that's not as much of a kick in the teeth as what an old fashioned would be if you're not used to whiskey or bourbon.
Right.
It'd be a very different try, but like this is definitely worth every drink. I would go for sure.
I think this could be good to try with the browning syrup with a bourbon.
It would be. Yeah.
A spiced rum even to give it more of a spice behind it.
Yeah. Totally agree.
Yeah, I could see doing that, but I like the idea of a bourbon.
Yeah.
Just to see what it's like.
A nice average bourbon, nothing elaborate, nothing over 80.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I'd like to see what it's like.
You don't want the 114 proof?
I don't mix that with anything.
Old Granddad 197, 212.
I do have a bottle of Everclear at the house.
Well, there you go. There you go.
It's a little half pint. I use it for degreasing stuff.
I was going to say, is this like what you throw on like the griddle after you're done cooking? Yeah, that's exactly what I thought was going to happen.
I actually used it to clean my smoking pipes.
Ooh.
Yep.
And then you get drunk the next time you use them.
Hey. They light easier.
Can you hold on? Back up.
Okay.
Like a tobacco pipe?
Yes.
What's wrong with that?
Do you smoke tobacco pipes?
I used to.
Okay, I was going to say.
Yeah.
You've told.
That's how long I've had.
Well, that's my point. Is we've been down this road before where you can't use a smoker outside for your meats.
Yes.
Because of the smoke.
Right.
I was like, "There's no way." You're just at home.
But I still
just a token on some tobacco pipes.
No. I still have 5 briar pipes.
Okay.
And but that's what I used to use to clean them.
Okay.
Because you would Reader's Digest version, you fill the bowl with non-iodized salt, and then fill it up with alcohol.
Okay.
And then let that sit, and it'll actually leach all the tars and everything out of the briar.
Nice.
Well, now that I know that, I will 100% never use that particular fact.
Somebody that listens to this might.
That's true.
I smoke a pipe.
Yeah, hey, you know what? To each his own, man.
Yeah,
I'm not here to judge you.
I used to smoke pipe and cigars and inhaled everything.
I
Back
enjoyed
when
it.
I enjoyed the tribe was on the peyote.
That's it.
I enjoyed the occasional. I got a tobacco pipe as well.
Really? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. I had no idea.
Yep.
I didn't know I was with a bunch of guys that just token it up all the time.
Granted, I probably haven't used mine in over a year, but I do have one. It's in my
2012.
it's in my cigar box.
I do not have one. I'm a good boy. Take care of my body. My body's a temple. It tells me what it needs.
Loser.
And then I sometimes have alcohol. Also, the attitude on this guy tonight.
I haven't.
Hey,
I'm
I'm just saying, a good cigar every
Kick
now and
him in the
then.
junk.
I've not heard any attitude.
I've had a good cigar every now and again. We've done that together.
We have done that together.
That's true. That's true.
I won't, because if I do, I know I'll fall right back into it.
Sitting on the golf course.
Yeah, I'm very mine is, I would say, extremely selective.
Mm-hmm.
It is not a thing I choose to go do often by any means. I mean, we're talking less than twice a year.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I was a smoker, and I smoked probably 1 or 2 cigars and 2 or 3 bowls of tobacco a day.
Yeah, no, definitely not that. I am separated from that life for sure.
The most
So
I think I've
understand
ever
that.
been is probably 2 a month.
Yeah.
And that was only because my last job, my boss, his office was at a cigar place. Like, that's just where he always was.
Yeah.
So during the day when he would want to go over stuff, I would meet him at the cigar shop.
So today is July 23rd. I think I've had 2 in the last 5 years.
I was about to say, you and I, it was probably 6 months ago.
Oh, at least.
Yeah.
At least, yeah. And that was kind of on a whim.
Yeah, because I remember it was cold.
Yeah. And it was totally random.
Yeah.
Totally random.
I still have a half a dozen cigars in my humidor.
Oh, there you go.
Those are probably not good.
Oh, yes, they are. I've been maintaining the humidity.
Can I have
See,
them?
that's a very David thing to do. Like, to have no interest in having,
I'm
actually,
never going to smoke
smoking
these,
one,
but I got them.
But I want to make sure that this stays intact.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day you're going to be like, I'm going to have that.
Yes.
Like, I picture that happening vividly.
I've already told my wife if I ever get diagnosed terminal, I'm smoking my pipe.
Oh,
Fluid
that's
comes
fair.
out of them
Yeah.
knees.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair.
But no, I've got one cigar. It is a Fuentes Opus X.
Oh, well, why didn't you just say that when we started?
That was given to me.
Is that an olive?
It's got to be some kind of cinnamon.
And I acquired 2 of them in 1998.
Acquired? What, like in a drug deal? What happened here?
They were given to me. And
Is this what happened with the
Mafia?
The mafia thing?
The Arkansas Mafia?
No.
Your family?
You said, yeah.
The-
The family.
Anyway,
He's currently in witness protection.
back then the Opus X, they were rolled and then pressed for 4 years.
Oh.
And then they were rolled in the wrapper and then pressed for another 2 years. But the wrapper on this particular Opus X was already 18 years old. They had discovered a batch of wrapper leaves. And I smoked one, and it was nice. And cigars are like wine. They do get better with age.
Okay.
This is this is like
Some cigars.
Yeah, true.
Well, yeah.
This is like a a whiskey, right? And that's an intricate process. My thought is it takes some serious execution to do them right.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Like cigars, same with whiskey or whatever you may be distilling. There's a lot of process, but I would say mostly in aged drinks. So if you have some kind of aged liquor, let's just use whiskey as the example. Like, you're starting those processes
Oh, yeah.
crazy. And then you're keeping track of them very intricately. Wild.
The best cigar I ever had when we went on our cruise, we were in Cozumel. And the area we went to was not a touristy area because we did not want to go to a tourist area.
Right.
And there was someone, and we found a cigar shop. She was hand rolling them right there.
Is this the one you were telling me was laced with angel dust?
Not supposed
Just ask him about that story.
Not supposed to talk about that one.
Yeah.
But you could get a cigar out of the box, but for like $5 or $10 more, you could literally get one off her thing as she's rolling them.
That would be cool, but they really need to age to mature.
It was
But
very.
that would be interesting.
It was very soft and it was very light, but it was a good smoke.
Yeah. Yeah. My favorites were from Arturo Fuentes, which is
They make some good ones.
that's a huge cigar manufacturer out of Dominican.
Let me say this. Okay. I'm gonna compare it to wine. If I were to go out somewhere and I was to order a wine, I am very much like the quintessential like rom-com guy where I'm like, I would like your best bottle of wine for under $15, please. Because I can't tell the difference. I'm just not like I am not like I'm not savvy enough in that world. So it'd be the same thing with cigars for me. I'm like, I know that I like something sweeter. That's about it.
Yeah.
If you smoke a cigar properly, you can tell the different nuances.
That's what I was gonna say.
But
You took it right out of my mouth.
When you're smoking a cigar, you should be able to hold it with your hand about an inch away from the ash and it not be hot. Because as soon as it gets hot, it crystallizes
Your
tobacco.
rebuttal,
I didn't even know
Mr.
that.
Andrew?
I didn't know that.
I feel like
I don't have a
feel like
rebuttal.
I feel like right now I am moderating for a debate. And between two people that know a lot and I don't know anything.
Well, so here's what I'll say about it.
Presidential debate.
Sure.
Only reversed.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say about it. Your comment is not a bad comment to make. I want a good wine for under this price.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of those out there.
Oh, there are.
Totally.
I remember one time going to the liquor store and I had like $100. And I told the guy, I want to stock my bar. I want the main 5. Make it happen. And he got me a bourbon that was like $12. And he goes, I promise you, I know it's in a plastic bottle. Just please promise me. And I was like, okay. I trusted him.
Give it a whirl.
And I got home. And tell you what, that $12 bottle of bourbon is one of the best bourbons I've ever had.
Pause.
It is so smooth.
Exactly what we talked about with the vodka we tried.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is not about how much you put into
We've had 2 under
it.
$10 that were fantastic.
Yep.
Absolutely. And I think that that's important to note because the reality is it's not how much you spend. You can absolutely get something of quality and something that you like. Doesn't have to be super expensive. Now, I'm not saying that people that put a lot of money into it are wrong. I'm also not saying that people that put a lot of money into their investment when it comes to creating their liquor are doing the wrong thing. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be expensive to be good.
No.
Yeah.
We, for my mom's birthday one year, wine. She loves wine. And we had everyone bring a bottle under 10 and a bottle over 20. And we blind tasted them. The cheap ones won on a lot of categories.
My go-to wine is $9.99.
Yep.
I thought he was going to say some
$2 Chuck at
some.
Trader Joe's.
I thought for
There's some good
sure
ones.
he was going to give me some crazy name that I wasn't going to be able to pronounce, and then I could see.
Okay, I'll go ahead and say it. It's Menage a Trois.
Okay, well, I can pronounce that.
That is fantastic. Such a good one.
I actually,
wine.
funny enough, have had it.
Yes.
Probably at your house, actually. However, my point remains that I was prepared for you to be like, it's the way that they press the grape. And when they do that, it exfoliates
It's
the grape presence
It's the toe fungus of them stepping on the grapes.
to release the juices. Gross. Why would he do that? The attitude on this guy.
Say the juices again.
So random, but it made me think. Did you ever see the news lady that was pressing on the grapes and fell out of the back?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. 100% I saw that. That was wild.
But that's, I mean, it's all about the process.
Yes.
And you can get great beer, wine, liquor and not have to spend a bunch of money.
No, absolutely.
I've had a $300 bourbon.
Yeah.
It was good. I'm not buying it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean we talked about this before, and I think part of it is to just understand that, like, yes, there is inherent things about, like there will just naturally be inherent things about certain liquors that are very expensive that are important to the liquor.
Yeah.
However, to your point, if you put two in front of me, I had no idea what I was drinking. It would be. I'm going to back up a little bit. Sometimes you can tell. Sometimes you cannot.
Yeah.
And I think that that's an important thing to note.
I went to a cigar bar in Indianapolis, and they have a specialty bourbon that was specifically made by a local distillery just for them.
Yeah,
sure.
It was like 122 proof, like so good.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like they hyped it up so much that like I put ice with it because it was good. It wasn't that good.
Now, on a side note, back to this cocktail. Now that the ice has kind of diluted a little bit, there is a little hint of spice.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting a little bit.
Very mild.
Yeah.
Very mild.
But it's definitely different than it was.
Yep.
Yes.
Definitely different than it was. So that's, I mean, the different tasting notes are going to change throughout the drink. Which
and unless we made it properly this time and not with ice that melt too fast.
Yeah. That.
And lotus root. Wait, what do you think? Break?
Sure. Why not? We're going to take a quick break. Welcome back. We made it.
That was a long break.
It was.
Yeah.
That was
I got caught in some conversations, you know.
long.
Catching up with the parentals. Why not? You know, why not? It's what we do it for. It's what we do it for. Because we don't do this particular podcast for the kids. It's usually the older people.
And Kelly.
And Kelly, yeah. Kelly, who doesn't pick up our phone call because, for some reason, she is feeling offset by her feelings.
She had to wash her hair.
That's true. She did have to wash her hair. She's probably not even finished yet.
She was watching her ASMR videos, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
She likes ASMR.
What's the thing where they just, like, do the nails on, like, the plastic and stuff?
Oh.
I am not. That's enough of that, David. We get it. That's enough of the mouth feels. Bleh. Bleh. Bleh.
I don't know what that was.
Well, I think this is about where we wrap her up for the night.
He was looking at you when he did that.
No, I can't. I just never have gotten into the ASMR thing. Like I've never like felt the, like, people are like, oh, it just gives me the tingles. And no, it doesn't give me the tingles.
No, it's
at all.
disgusting.
There's
some ASMR that is just disgusting.
It also just annoys me. Like I don't understand why people are like, oh wow, did you see the way he took that bottle and he just crinkled it up? He was talking all soft the whole time. And he crinkled it again. The end. That was the whole video.
And guess how much money they're making?
$1 bajillion.
Yeah.
Why are we not doing that?
The only ones that I would consider ASMR that I thought was intriguing is there was one that they would take like sponge.
Nope. Still
with the
out.
glitter, and it looked cool the way the glitter came out of the sponge. But I'm not scrolling through videos of that.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, that was cool, and then I went past it.
Mine would be more in the process side of things, like a process video. I wouldn't even call it ASMR, though.
No, it wouldn't be ASMR. No.
Like, some of it, I guess, would be considered ASMR when they're, like, scraping on stuff or whatever. But, like, I'm like, whatever. I just don't, I mean.
But, you know.
It's all cool, Kelly.
Yeah.
We respect it. I just can't get into it. But I can hear. Here we go. Nailed it. Got my ASMR bit in.
That grossed me out.
That grossed you out as you're over there all gumming up the microphone?
I did see some ASMRs where they were feeding, I can't remember if it was a dog or a cat, seafood.
No. Still no.
And that, I mean, they were just lapping it up. But I'm like,
Grody.
I don't want to hear that.
No. I don't like videos where, like, people are eating.
He just had to do it.
I can't stand when people chew with their mouth open.
He is in slapping distance. He's really close. I could just right upside the head.
Do it.
No, because then you have to get fluid drained from the other knee. Knock all the fluid out of the head down to the knee.
Leave my knees alone.
Anyway, are we excited about our topic tonight? Have you guys come up with some excellent ideas? Because y'all complained about I didn't give you enough freedom.
I came up with the one right off the bat.
Yeah. But then David debunked it.
But there was more to it. Yeah, there was more to it.
David debunked your idea.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
Say the topic, and then we're going to get into that.
Alrighty then. Tonight's topic is, drum roll, what are things that you can get away with as a kid that you cannot get away with as an adult? I.e., what could you do as a kid that you cannot do as an adult?
Okay, so, yes, the text immediately. First thing that came to my mind, peeing your pants.
And I'm old.
Yes.
So it's still acceptable.
Here's the issue.
True.
After your comment of, well, I could do that, I started thinking about it. Everything that I came up with can be either old or...
You could do it. You could do it. Hey.
So, the reason I came up with this topic is actually hilarious. I cannot 100% remember if I was pulling out of the driveway or pulling into the driveway, but my nephew was standing at the edge of the driveway with just a shirt on and just his junk hanging out and just waving. And I was like, that would never be acceptable from an adult.
Isn't he 18?
That's good.
They're like 2 or 3.
That's good.
That's awesome. Just turned 3. Yeah, just
definitely.
turned 3.
Run around naked.
Well, I also thought about
kids could run around naked.
the story you said about your nephew pooping in the toilet that didn't work.
Oh, no, that was like a family friend's kid, yeah.
An adult's not going to get away with that.
No. To be fair, though, he didn't get away with it either. He had to clean the toilet because he was old. He was like 10.
Well, he was also scared about his mom finding out.
That's true. Yeah, we did tell her that. Tell him that we would tell her that. And then we still told her because it was just a hilarious moment. How do you not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true.
I laughed really, really hard. And not like because it was an embarrassing moment or anything for my nephew. It was just funny because it's like, he's just standing there at the edge of the driveway, just waving, just free to the world.
That's awesome.
That would not be acceptable as an adult.
That's awesome.
That is a 0% chance in any form of world that would be acceptable as an adult.
Even old people.
Yeah,
it'll happen. Not acceptable, but it'll happen.
I was going to say, I would think that it could happen more frequently, but yeah, not acceptable. No. Yeah, it's a real
I do recall a time visiting my wife's grandma. Was in like a senior rehab place, and 100%, there's this old dude just walking around. I'm like, yep, there it is.
Yeah, that's the thing. What else? What do you guys think? Got anything else? David? What do you got? I know there's something in there.
Yeah, I know you can do this when you're adult. It's just really
you shouldn't.
Not, but eat with your hands.
Yeah.
Stuff that you shouldn't be eating with your hands.
Just the whole handful of mac and cheese.
Little kids, just pick it up and eat it. You know, if we do that, we get laughed at.
That's because when you're a kid, the expectation is if they're eating, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like I want them to eat.
Yes.
And then it's just like, of course I want my daughter to use a fork or a spoon or whatever, but like that's a practice thing for her. So like she uses it when she knows she wants to, and other times she's just like I mean, she's a toddler, so that's the way it is.
Well, also for us, like a slight discipline, like you threw your fork on the ground, now you get to eat with your hands.
Yeah. Except our daughters, they would look at us and be like,
yeah. She straight up, okay.
Yeah, like it's not even a
yeah.
it's just a thing. I agree with that. That's true. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Especially when it's things you should not eat with your hands.
Yeah.
But yeah, the biggest things was running around naked.
Yep.
For me, it was
taking your clothes off.
In general?
In general.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter where you're at.
Yeah.
A little toddler.
Yeah.
A little baby. Off comes the diaper.
Yeah.
If I do that, you know,
are you okay?
Yeah.
Let's get you back inside, bud.
Yeah. They call the white bus.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Silver alert.
Getting away with saying certain things.
Yes.
So
yeah,
I think
100%.
back to a story that my mom and dad have told my sister and I multiple times. We lived in Germany for a little bit, and we lived in an apartment complex. And the story that I always remember is my sister. We lived on the top floor, and they couldn't find my sister, so they kind of yelled down the stairs. She had some friends like, "Where are you?" And she responded back by yelling up 2 flights of stairs, "I'm downstairs playing with the brown kid."
Oh.
No disrespect meant by it.
No.
But yeah, you know.
Yeah, but you can't.
A 5-year-old just that's what came out.
Yeah. See, acceptable as a 5-year-old, absolutely not acceptable.
Exactly.
No.
As an adult in any way, as a coherent not 5-year-old.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can't say that. Now, one thing that it was funny when I came up with it because it's just I can picture it so vividly. Like sprinting everywhere. Like it's like you can't run through a hallway in a school. Like an adult's doing that. It's like it's almost
something's
like Adult
wrong.
Swim,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Like there's something wrong, or somebody's playing tag in the building and nobody else is there. Those are like the 2 options, right?
With their
But like,
imaginary friend.
Right.
right. But like also the same thing. Like if my child is sprinting through the mall, people are like, "Oh my gosh, oh how sweet! She's your sweet little girl running around, so cute. Isn't life precious?" If I'm sprinting through the mall, they're like, "What is this asshole doing? What are
Who's
you
chasing
doing?"
him?
Well, yeah, but see, then I start like a herd.
Oh yeah, and then half the people's
You know?
like, "Do we need to run?"
It's like a wolf howl. Like
Yeah.
if one goes, they all go. If I'm sprinting through the mall, people are going to be running behind.
Yeah.
It's exactly right. And not that it's a funny thing. Like it's just that's reality.
Mm-hmm.
It's not happening.
Getting to ride in shopping carts at the grocery store.
Getting to or riding and shopping.
Getting
carts
to
in general.
ride like in the actual cart itself, not
Does
where
it
the
have to
kids
be
are.
in the store, or just like out in the world?
Yeah, like at a grocery store. Like you and your wife are at the grocery
Yeah.
store. You are riding in it while she's pushing you around.
I'm just saying because I remember like being at like a Walmart in college. Just one of
that
my
does not
dingus
count.
Roommates, being
Yeah.
shoving it.
That was a whole nother story.
That took some liquid courage.
Well,
and
that did not because that was like directly after practice. We were just tired and hungry.
No, I've done that same thing. That does not count. I'm talking.
Fair.
You guys are actively grocery shopping.
Yeah.
You are riding in the cart and your wife's pushing you around.
Yeah, fair point.
Another thing that kids can do is sleep in a stroller while you push them around all day.
Yeah, nobody would ever push me around
I
if
know.
I just needed like a nap.
That'd be kind of cool.
No, pop the brakes and see you later. We'll come
Yeah.
back for you.
But to be fair, do we want that? Like, I could just stay like in my AC at home and take a nap too.
Well, but you're out with the family.
But are you? Because like if like there's let me put it this way, there's a 0% chance that anybody's going to try and pick me up and be like, "Oh, look at him, how sweet." I'm going to go back to a previous comment. Isn't life precious?
Yeah.
I think there's less than a 0% chance.
Yeah, no one's going to try to pick me up and be like, "Oh,
But along that same line, though, it goes back to old people can also do it. Because I remember my grandpa.
Those are called wheelchairs.
Exactly, but it's
That's
similar. It is similar.
it's an older people stroller."
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
it is similar.
All right.
I remember. I can
Jazzy.
count a bunch of times.
Jazzy scooter.
My grandpa would fall asleep in his wheelchair just out and
That's
about.
it. That's it. The name for your scooter, Jazzy.
Jazzy. What's he say on Parks and Rec when he's like, I ran over my testicles with my jazzy scooter.
Oh man.
Yeah. It was this. But yeah, I agree with that. That is not something that would be acceptable. Jazzy, we found the name for your scooter.
Yep.
Yeah.
I need
You
to
could
get
even
a-
call
I
him
need to get-
Jazzy Jeff.
I need to get a sticker that says Jazzy and put it on the side.
Can be done.
You should get a license plate.
Ooh.
Jazzy.
Well, no, I have to. Well, I guess I could get a
Personalized.
It doesn't even have to be real. It could just be. Well, do you have to
Well,
register?
yes, I do have to
okay,
register.
so that's
Yeah.
different. It does have to be real.
I'm riding around with the free 60 days with the title in my backpack.
That counts. That works.
Yep.
I've had a lot of things rushing through my brain of things that kids can get away
Mm-hmm.
with that adults cannot, and I'm not sure I could ever just like stop on one. It's
Yeah.
a wheel of fortune of things that kids can get away with.
And y'all are closer to. You have small children.
Yeah. Yep.
So we've seen them do most of these things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've seen mine do them, but it's been 20.
One of my
Plus
favorites
years.
that I came up with is like if somebody's in like, let's just say like you're in like a living space, right? Like living room, family room, whatever, and like somebody's laying on the ground. There's a 0% chance that I could just like sprint up to them and just collapse on top of them and just be like, ta!
Yeah,
There's no way I'm getting away with that.
No.
Well, so that slightly depends though, because I have a few friends that
In context,
we've
yes.
been known to just
in context, absolutely.
in public in front of random people tackle each other.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. But tackling someone
That's
in
something
public
different.
is hilarious.
Yes.
I'm talking that just randomly in the middle of a room, like my daughter will just, I mean, she's like a cheetah. It's like she's like peeks around the corner of like the countertop and she's like, there he is. I'm coming for him. He doesn't even know it. Poor bastard has no idea.
Look over there.
Yeah, crikey.
Crikey, look over there.
Sprinting at me.
My father's sitting on the sofa.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a clue.
No clue. Well, that's like last night.
I'm going to go poke him with a stick.
Yeah. I'm going to touch it. Last night, she just was like in a mood and she was just like sprinting in circles in the middle of the family room. And she would go, ah! And she'd go, it's like, yeah, that hurt your throat. Don't do that.
Ours was in a similar mood. She had her little indoor trampoline.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she would jump twice, grab onto the thing, swing, kick me, go back, and jump. Swing, kick me, go back, jump. Yeah.
100%. Yes. Absolutely.
But another one, not necessarily like adults can't do, but you'll be looked at weird if you do. If a kid lays down in the middle of an aisle at a grocery store,
He pulled this out of my lips.
literally, like,
he yanked the
I
words.
don't know
out
how
of
many times my
mouth.
daughter's done it, and everyone else around, oh, that's so funny. If I were to do that, everyone would be like, what the F is wrong with you?
What are you doing?
You moron.
Yeah.
Get up
what
off that.
an idiot.
I'm tired. I'm going to lay here.
That's
Whereas
exactly
a 2-year-old
what
does,
happened.
they're like, oh, are you tired?
Yeah. Yep. 100% true. 100% true. And it's so funny because like that same thing happened the other day. Not like laying down sprawled out, but like she got a book off the shelf and just sat down in the middle of the aisle. And I'm like, okay, well, like I respect that. And then like my wife just could not get her to get up. And I'm like, well, just grab her. And she's like, well, like she's not, like it's okay that she's just kind of hanging out and reading. It's not that big a deal. I was like, that's fine, whatever. Like, as long as one of us is with her, I don't really care what she's doing right there. But then she just kind of started crawling around the store. I was like, absolutely not.
Yeah. That's
Pick
when
her
it
up.
that's when it gets dirty.
Yeah, I'm like, I am coming to get you.
Oh yeah, certain stores we walk into that have like stuffed animals, and her first thing she wants to do is run up and hug every single one of them. I'm like, I love your affection, but those are so dirty.
Yep, 100%.
And I know where she gets that from. She gets it from my wife.
Yeah.
My wife is the one to walk through Hobby Lobby and touch every pillow, touch everything that seems soft, everything wood. She wants to touch and feel the texture. It's
I
not.
respect
she
that.
just
That's me.
loves to touch everything.
I respect
I
that.
find it
That is
so
me.
gross.
No, I'm definitely. My wife quite literally yesterday said, I can't leave my husband in a grocery store by himself because he will come out with, like, we will have no money. And I was like, well that's just not true.
That's not true.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
You only thought there was one kind of olive in the world.
Exactly. Well, I told her, I was like, I fended for myself plenty of times before you came along. I can make it through the grocery store solo. I have restraint. Now, that's not saying that I'm not going to stop, and this is something that adults can do. I'm not going to stop in the popsicle aisle and take an extra gander or two. Because I like a good popsicle. Speaking of that, this is funny as hell. So, the other day, my daughter wants to call my wife's mom, and she calls her Mimi. So she calls Mimi and she wants to ask her if she has any pink popsicles. So call her. She asks if she has pink popsicles. Her grandma says, no, I don't have any pink popsicles. She's kind of bummed, right? So we're like, well, we'll just get pink popsicles. Like, not a big deal. It is what it is, right? So then she decides that that's not an answer for her. She wants to call my dad. And she's like, Papa, do you have pink popsicles? And he goes, oh, well, I don't. But I am sure I can go get some. Mm-hmm. So that evening continues. 3-4 hours later. This is later in the day. Much later in the day. She is at her other, like my wife's mom's house, right? My papa has pink popsicles. And she looks her dead in the face like, you mean to tell me that you don't have any of those?
You don't rate.
Papa has pink popsicles. Think about that. And I mean, it was like we just couldn't contain our laughter in that moment because it was such a negotiated, like she had it in her brain that she was going to come tell her grandma how wrong she was for not having pink popsicles because my dad told her that he would get her pink popsicles.
Wow.
Now, if I, as an adult, do that to someone, I'm just shaming everyone in the room. What are you doing? Why don't you have that? She has that. Why don't you have that?
So,
see, it just sounds harsh coming from me,
That's
right?
just you being Nick.
Oh, fair.
speaking of popsicles, we finally had the. You said no. I'm gonna go ask again.
Oh.
I heard her ask my wife for a popsicle, and she's after dinner. She came into me, puppy dog eyes. Please, Daddy.
100%.
Oh, the eyes! I was like, "Yep, let's go."
That reminds me of that. That reminds me of that video going around right now where the two little girls like hop out of the pool and they go up to their moms and they're like, "Can we get some ice cream?" And they're like, "No, honey, we're not gonna get any ice cream today." And then they walk over to their dads sitting like in the pool and they're like, "Daddy, can I get some?" They both hand them their credit cards and then they pull. I don't know what. I mean, they played some like hilarious song. I think it was like Straight Outta Compton, right? Like,
nice.
And like they're walking by and they're like flashing the card as they go by, like, showing their parents, and their moms are just like, "What in the heck? What is going on?"
Now, to be fair, I did not give her a popsicle, but man, did I want to.
Oh, yes, 100%.
Those eyes, they've gotten me way too many times.
We have not run into the I am going to ask somebody else scenario.
It's coming.
Yeah,
yep.
It's coming.
It's happened a couple just small funny times.
Yeah.
Nothing serious, but it's definitely happened.
It's coming.
I think to be fair though, like, well, that doesn't really matter. I was going to say like Ann and I are usually together a lot, but that doesn't really matter because you were together in the scenario.
Yeah, we were just in different rooms.
Yeah, exactly.
But she has mastered the puppy eyes. To
be fair, I'm kind of clingy to my wife though, so I'm just kind of follow her around like a puppy anyway.
Lost puppy.
Where are you going? What are you doing?
Can I come?
I'm going to go fold laundry. Can I see?
Can I lay on it?
Yeah. I taught my daughter last night the puppy dog wiggle. She's on her back. So now she just wants to do that. So it's just randomly, she's just laying on the floor. Another thing that I could not get away with as an adult that a kid could totally do.
Well, a little story about my daughter. You're talking about how certain things you can't say
sure.
as an adult, but as a child, it's acceptable.
Right.
I was a single dad for a very long time, and my daughter, when she was a toddler and very talkative, we were standing in line at the grocery store. I was holding her and waiting in line, and there was this young lady in front of us.
Sure.
And my daughter just looked at me and she said, "Daddy, is she a baby doll?" I used to call her baby doll.
Yeah.
And that girl turned around and was just like, "Oh, how sweet." And Yeah, he ended up getting her number. But yeah,
She was a baby doll.
Yeah, she was. If I had said that,
That would have been a whole different animal.
yeah, exactly.
There is a video that I remember
Whole
seeing
different animal.
a year or two ago of like a dad and a son walking through a store.
Mhm.
And it was something like the son asking about like the size of wieners. And it was like,
gosh.
so are all wieners the same size? Like, we can't talk that loud about that.
Talking about that. Exactly. Yeah, kids have no filter whatsoever.
No, they got bun length. They've got regular. They've got.
Anyway. Oh my gosh, two are animals. Animals. But yeah, kids get away with some stuff, man. They sure do.
They do. They do.
They sure do. It's getting wild. They're able to do a lot of funny things. And it's hilarious when they do it. When we do it, they're just like, oh no.
Something's
Look
wrong
at that
with
poor heavy man.
My niece, like 3 weeks ago, I was wearing a shirt that was it was a little small.
Sure, fair.
Straight up looked at me and said, Uncle, that shirt doesn't fit you. Thanks.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to go home and cry in the car. I mean, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's like, hold on, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick, and you're in there for 20 minutes. Somebody's like, are you okay?
Trying to make my shirt fit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing sit-ups.
stretch them.
Yeah, exactly. That's hilarious, man. It's so true, though. It's so true.
Little kids.
They're wild, aren't they?
Yep.
They get away with some stuff.
Yep.
Anyway, something they don't get away with is last call, which what in the heck do we have here today?
Last call for alcohol.
Well, let me see what's going on here.
It's something. It's something
Wafting?
that I'm pretty sure that you've never tried.
Pretty sure?
I will say it is a rum, obviously, but I will say I'm pretty sure you've probably never tried it.
It smells Jamaican. I've had a few Jamaican rums and it smells like it's similar.
No,
Smells like rum. It
tastes like rum.
It sounds just like a rum.
The
Listen to it.
my nose actually burns from taking this.
Where are my baseball bats at in this house?
But it has a specific flavor that I've tasted in a few Jamaican rums.
Well, but this feels more spiced. Like I feel like I got some kind of spice in there for some reason. Am I wrong on that?
No,
No.
Okay.
it's not a true spiced rum, but it does have essence of.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely getting something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, this. Okay, let's just start with this. The smell. I don't love the smell of it.
It's got heat in the smell.
Yeah, I don't love the smell of it. At first, when I smelled it, I'm like, I'm probably not going to like this. When I tasted it, a totally different experience.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is 85 proof.
Okay.
So it's a little bit,
Just a little higher.
a little higher octane. Not really that much.
But it's like really sweet.
Yeah.
It's got a strong vanilla taste.
Absolutely, and
Yes.
almost caramel, kind of caramely taste.
Vanilla and spices is what I pick up mostly.
I don't get a lot of spice from it. The vanilla definitely. Spice, no.
It's
Yeah,
on the
some
tail
kind of
end.
cream, yeah,
It's on the tail end. It's not.
that's what I'm feeling.
It's not straight up in your face.
No, no, and understand that I don't mean that it's like a spiced rum, like it's very spicy. It's just there's definitely a hint of something in here that I'm tasting that I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just got a little bit of that extra burn. Maybe just because obviously we're drinking it neat, but still the reality is that it feels like there's a spice to it somewhere.
Well, the distillery.
Maybe you're just manlier than me.
The distillery started around 1855.
Oh, well, why didn't you just say so?
And
Okay, well now I know
this
exactly
was-
what it is.
This was one of his first bottles. No, just kidding.
I bought this for $479,000.
I bought this when I got back from Nam.
Yeah.
It
But
was given to him.
this particular type of rum wasn't started until the 1960s.
Okay, yeah.
And it is a 7-year blended rum.
Oh.
7-year blended rum.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm giving you a lot of details about it.
yeah, but I think here's my point for this. I'm not going to be able to tell you. I think with rum specifically, and I'm not that great at it with whiskey or bourbon or anything. Like I would never be able to tell you the difference between like a 3-year or a 5-year or 7 year. Like, that just I'm just not that skilled at it. But like I would almost say that this does not feel like a 7-year rum.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not super savvy in the world of rum, so I don't know.
It tastes similar to the one that we had last time, which was aged 5 years. So
Excuse me while I whip this out.
That could have gone so differently. The whole thing, just now. Di Serono.
No. It is Old Monk from India.
India.
In Indian
Interesting.
rum.
This is from India. This was
Interesting.
suggested to
Okay.
me by Raj.
Oh, great. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the rum of India.
So does he drink this often, or is it just
when he
something
can
that
get
had?
it.
Yeah. Sure.
Whenever you can get it. I only found it at one place.
Okay. Sure.
It is not sold in Kansas,
Okay.
Okay.
so I had to go to Missouri. But this is a 7-year blended. It's the Triple X. They have different levels.
Okay.
Hey,
But that is
okay.
what it is. And I thought it was unique because it is a product of India.
Very old vatted. That's what it says on it.
That's
It looks so much darker in the bottle.
This is interesting. I've seen this a couple of times. Not a lot, truly. Not a lot of times have I seen this where it says on the bottle for overseas export only.
Yes.
Which always and that's not a discreditation to this by any means, but it always makes me wonder how different it is from the one that's local.
Well, that's the thing. This particular one, Raj confirmed with me, it is from the most popular distillery.
Okay.
They have a few of them.
Sure.
But this particular one is from the main distillery where
That's very good.
they get it from.
That's very good. It's smooth. There's not a ton of burn to it. There's definitely a little spice in my mind in what I'm getting out of it.
Right.
But I would say that you're definitely getting that kind of sweet vanilla flavor for sure. Way more than anything else.
Yes.
Way more than
And that's one of the things that says flavor characteristic, vanilla.
yeah, 100%. Like there's no hiding it.
Also, I will jokingly say it is 80 proof, not 85.
Is it?
It says right on the bottle.
Well, hey.
So he lied to us.
He did.
No wonder I wasn't able to tell him
The
right
fast
away what it
fact said it was 42.5%. So they lied.
was. Lies.
No, this is good. It's smooth.
It's very smooth. Yeah, very smooth. I definitely am on board with this one. Plus, to be honest, I just think the bottle's cool. So
Yeah.
I just like the bottle. So if I had to place this on a cost that I would pay for this, I'm guessing that this is probably a $30 bottle.
I don't know. I don't know anything coming from India that would.
To be fair, you said you bought this in the Missouri side.
Yes.
$35.99 is my guess now.
I was gonna say $27.99. I feel like it could be more, but it's not.
$20.99.
Oh my goodness! I way overshot.
Yeah,
I
yes.
do not get to pass go.
Yeah. It's very affordable.
Yeah.
When they have it in stock.
Sure.
They sell out rapidly.
Great example of a budget-friendly item that you know you can do stuff with.
Yes.
Because this would be great in our cocktail tonight.
Oh, and
sure.
yeah, any
Oh,
of
yeah.
the cocktails we've been
Yeah.
having with the rum recently.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that this for sure is an example of something that is good quality at not a crazy cost.
Right.
100%
And
agree.
something that you don't just pick up anywhere.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
I mean, it's unique, right? Like, you can't
Right.
just go anywhere and get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I did do was they had 4 bottles left by the time I got to the store. I bought 3 of them.
Oh,
I bought
He goes for it.
okay.
When
bought
he
one
goes,
for
he
here
goes.
for our tasting and to open. I
Sure.
bought one for my bar,
Sure.
so it's sitting there, and I bought
One
one
for the
Raj.
freezer.
One for Raj. I was going to say you bought one for like your 5th grandkid or something. Like you just put a random thing in.
I bought one for Raj because he said it's been a while.
Sure.
And
Very nice.
Old Monk.
Old Monk rum, definitely good. So if I had to give this a rating, I'm definitely I'm probably on a 7 of this, only because I do like other rums better. Mm-hmm. And I do have to say that the smell for it to me is not super appealing, and that's not to say that it's bad. I had a different idea of what it would taste like when I smelled it, but I really like that it's got a little bit of the sweeter tones with the vanilla. Mm-hmm. It's definitely got almost like a creamy kind of taste to it at the beginning, and then you get a little bit, just a pinch of that heat at the back. Yeah. So I like that a lot, and I think that at the venture of sounding weird, it's got some good mouth feel to her. But yeah, I do enjoy this.
We're processing that.
I'm processing a note in my mind to make sure I cut to David's camera when you say that. Because of the face that he had. I think I'm right there with you. I'm probably 7.5.
Okay.
The smell for me, it smells like a rum.
Yeah.
I now immediate right off the bat, like I said, it smelled like a Jamaican rum. Mm-hmm. The rum that I immediately pinpointed was one that I've had before that was disgusting. So that was my first thought right away was, uh-oh. And then as I was smelling it and tasting it, I think it's great.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah. It's got the perfect amount of sweetness. For a rum, it's not sweet. It's perfect.
Yeah.
So it's spice never comes for me. Sure. But it's good.
What I think this would be great is as a hot buttered rum.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
That would be,
I can see that.
I think it would be excellent. I'm right there. I think because of the uniqueness, 7.5, 8 in that range. Yep. I like it. I've had a couple of shots that I'll just pour and just sip on it. Yeah. Raj said that he has worked on a combination to where he adds lemon juice and coconut water and
just things.
A few other things.
That he likes. Yeah.
And he says it gives it a real nice tropical feel.
Cool. So, I get down with that.
Yeah.
I think you made a good point, too, though, about rums. It's easier for them to be really sweet, and I think you have to be careful with that sometimes. And I think that's great. Well, yeah, I think just my point is that it's hard because, like, a lot of times you'll get an oversweet rum, and I don't love that. Mm-hmm. And that's not to say that I won't drink stuff like that, but, like, sometimes it's just a little overdone.
Yeah.
That's all. But I don't think this is that. I think this is a good sweetness.
It's not overly sweet.
Yeah.
I think it's quite nice.
It is quite nice. I like it a lot. Go try it. See if you can get out to your wheresoeversville and get you one of these bad boys because it's worth it. Definitely worth it for that cost.
Yeah.
Now, what do we think about our featured cocktail this evening?
For me, that was a solid 8.
100% agree. 8, 8.5.
Yes.
I would 100%. I would make that regularly. Sit out on the patio, whatever, or the deck, whatever. Have that. Yeah, 100%. But I could also see it being really good as like an evening fall drink, like by a fire too.
Yes,
like I could drink it on a lot of occasions and be really happy with it.
Yeah. Overall, it's drinkable. You know, it wasn't too harsh, even with 2 ounces of an aged rum.
Yes,
you can't taste it. That browning syrup, which I might actually figure out how to make because that's awesome.
Super good.
Yeah. I'm excited to try that syrup in multiple different cocktails.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
But, 8.5. I love it. It was good.
I think. Oh, sorry.
Like we discussed, I'd like to try it up against whiskey. Up against good bourbon.
Yeah,
totally.
Make a standard old fashioned.
I'd take my 4 Roses, make an old fashioned out of it.
I think this would have been an excellent candidate for a tobacco bitters. Yeah. This particular cocktail tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that would have been interesting to try. Mostly just because I think like a smokiness to it would have been really fun.
Hey, maybe it'll go good with a good old bowl of pipe tobacco.
And some salt on the rim. I don't know, whatever you said earlier. I tried to keep up, but I couldn't.
You keep your salt on your own rim.
I don't know what that means, but yes.
I don't want to know what that means.
I'm out on that. No, I like this a lot. Definitely a good combo. Great rum here. Great cocktail tonight. Super good. Always keep an eye out for the link here somewhere. I don't know what he does with it these days in the region of the screen that you can add. So wherever that's at, click the link. Check out our shaker and spoon options. This one was great. This is the rum box, and then we do have a fun one coming up as well that we're going to try a drink from. But keep on the lookout there. Go and give it a shot. This is a great opportunity for you to try things that you may not try otherwise, and to try different types of liquor or without the liquor and try them differently just as a mocktail too. Because drinks are good, man.
Yeah.
Try stuff. Try it out. So it's definitely worth the opportunity to check it out. With that being said, continue to be awesome. Let us know if you have any options for different types of drinks that you would like to see us make and or different topics you would like for us to talk about. As always, be smart about driving. Don't be silly. Don't drink several dozen light beers in the States and think that they do not have alcohol in them.
Non-alcoholic.
And then go driving. That's a bad idea. Call somebody. Call a friend. Call a rideshare. Do something cool.
Call Nick.
Call Nick.
Nick.
Make it happen.
Nick.
Yep.
Nick.
Yep. I can be reached at 555.
8675309.
Or that. It also forwards to me.
Wow. Okay.
With that being said, thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Conversations and Libations podcast. This episode is coming to a close. You've been great. Kelly, I'm sad you didn't answer, but maybe next time.
Answer the phone, Kelly.
That's right. We are officially closed.